Hello everyone. Razorblade Mango here. And with the passing of not E3 2025, we have been blessed with a lot of game information. A lot. Like this week, I have been eating good with games getting machine gunned at me at lightning fast speed. Especially spread across the State of Play, the Summer Games Fest thing, Xbox's presentation, and various other things that I've seen. It's just been, I've been feasting this week. But there's one game that has been at the forefront of my mind. Probably, I would say, the biggest surprise to come out of this not E3 2025 season. And that will, of course, be Marvel Tōkon, Fighting Spirits, which is a 4v4 tag team fighting game that is being obviously licensed by Marvel Games, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment under the PlayStation Studios logo, and developed by the legendary Arc System Works, who of course develops BlazBlue, Guilty Gear. They developed the really good Dragon Ball FighterZ that came out a few years back. And they got tapped by Sony and Marvel to make a Marvel fighting game. This is a big deal for Marvel. This is a big deal for Arc System Works. And what I'll get into today, this is an enormous deal for PlayStation themselves. And this is one of those collab projects that people wish for. This is one of those dream scenarios that people can come up in their heads. But then go, oh, it's never gonna happen. There's just probably too many business related variables that won't line up. They're not gonna get a deal like this. Marvel, we can't really see them working with the company like Arc System Works or anything like that. It just, and then Sony's kind of going away from Japanese stuff. It's like, I don't know. But here it is. The wish, the dream has been made reality with Marvel Tōkon. And personally, I think this game looks fucking awesome. And that's extremely interesting for me because this game represents two facets of entertainment that I could give less, I could not give less of a shit about. Marvel and live services. So let's start with the Marvel portion of this. All of my IRL friends know that I don't give a flying fuck about Marvel anymore. Quite frankly, and with rare exception, I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of Marvel. But like I said when I saw Tōkon for the first time during the stream, if you want to get me back into Marvel, like a jaded fuck like me, to be excited about a Marvel thing, this is how you do it. Something like this, where you take the iconic Marvel characters and you give them a complete visual makeover. You give them this new fresh coat of paint. You put them in this new context that is so cool and just lights my fire personally in a few ways. It's this anime character design with Arc's signature art style, and all of these have just been melded beautifully together with these characters in this world. I mean, just looking at the roster that they've announced so far, I think Storm looks fucking sick. I think Iron Man looking like a Gundam is cool as hell. I really like the look of Spider-Man. Doctor Doom looks awesome. And just from a sheer character perspective, I can't wait. I personally can't wait to see what potential roster inclusions like the Hulk or Daredevil or Magneto or Wolverine, what they all look like. That actually makes me excited to see what Marvel characters are going to look like in this game. And that has just miraculously reawakened this long dormant Marvel kid fan in me. Because when I was a kid, I used to like Marvel just from an imagery perspective, because I had these little metallic action figures I used to play with. I used to have the Iron Man action figure. I used to have a Hulk one. I had a Captain America one. I had a Wolverine one with his iconic yellow outfit. I lost the figurines, unfortunately, but I used to play with those figurines when I was a kid, and the footage that they've shown of Marvel Tōkon looks like how I imagined this when I would play with these action figures, how the fights would look in my head, in my imagination, and to see it just beautifully realized in Marvel Tōkon is just wow. Again, they have done the impossible. They have managed to reawaken this excitement for Marvel within me. Like honestly, when I think about the Marvel Wolverine game that's coming out, or the third Spider-Man game that's coming out from it, both from Insomniac, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm definitely more curious about Marvel Wolverine than I am the third Spider-Man game, but I'm not, it's not one of the, they're not two of the games from PlayStation that I'm really, really looking forward to seeing, just because it's, again, Marvel, and I think Insomniac just, but this shit, oh, I can get on board with this. And this is also easily the most important game in PlayStation's upcoming portfolio of live services for obvious reasons. And again, this is another facet of entertainment, the live service thing, where if you can get me, Razorblade Mango, to look at a live service coming from PlayStation and give it the thumbs up and go, oh yeah, I can't wait. Like, I know what's going to be there. I know the microtransactions are going to be there. I know the season pass. I know the battle character fighter pass, battle pass. I know all that shit's going to be in the game. I'll deal with that later. But if you can get me to look at a live service coming from PlayStation and give that the thumbs up, you win. That's huge. That's huge. And this is during a time where I just want PlayStation to just go away from live services. Like, guys, this is not you. This is not your wheelhouse. You have no good instincts when it comes to this. You suck. Get out of this space while you still can. But this shit, this Marvel Tōkon anime tag team fighting game from Arc System Works, this is such a brilliant idea that they go, why aren't we in the fighting space? We co-own Evo. We have the dominant console for fighting games. Ever since we got Street Fighter V as a console exclusive, this has been our bag. Why aren't we in this space? And this is something I've been floating for years with genre diversity. Again, it's not just the live services thing, it's just PlayStation's overall portfolio. This to me represents a very positive step in the right direction of genre diversity in their portfolio, where it isn't just the goddamn bloated semi-open world or open world action adventure over the shoulder game that costs like $200, $250, now up ballooning upwards to $300 million to make. This is something fresh. This is a huge breath of fresh air for me, a longtime PlayStation fan who quite frankly is just kind of looking for something different from PlayStation nowadays. This is it. And it's a live service. It's such a brilliant idea. This is such a brilliant idea that I seriously doubt the big PlayStation executives came up with this. Like, this is a PS3, PS4 era idea. Hey, why don't we get a renowned Japanese fighting game studio to make a licensed Marvel fighting game that's tag team, that's filling a void. Again, this is a niche thing. They are looking at a pocket that has not been filled. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm sorry to the MVC fans out there. That series is done. It's done. I'm sorry. Infinite killed that. This is a pocket that needs to be filled. PlayStation looked at that pocket and went, let's go for it. Let's go to that pocket. Marvel Tag Team Fighter. Brilliant. Brilliant idea. Brilliant. It's such a brilliant idea that I don't think Jim Ryan or Herman Holtz had anything to do with creating the nugget of it. They definitely greenlit it. You know, good on them for recognizing that this is going to be cool. For once, those two actually have some good taste as far as a greenlighting an idea. If it was them, if it wasn't just Herman Holtz or both of them, I don't know. Again, I'm very interested to learn how long this has been in development. And I really would like to game out how much this might have cost to make. Because obviously you have the Marvel license, which is expensive, as we knew from the Insomniac hack, the info that came out from that. But it's not this stupidly extravagantly, I can't really imagine this being an extravagantly budgeted game compared to the likes of Horizon Zero Dawn or The Last of Us or God forbid, Marvel Spider-Man 2 that costed an eye-watering $300 million to make, upwards of $300+ million to make. I can't imagine this costing something like that, because you have it being made in Japan, lower costs there. I'd like to know. I really want to know. This gets like my insider baseball brain going when it comes to this thing. Like I've loved thinking about how this came to be, and I know how it came to be because they said it in the documentary, but the finer details of it. I want to know if there are any stipulations that Marvel had in there, because they have this interesting mention in, I think it was either the blog or that behind the scenes documentary they put out afterwards, where they talked about how Arc System Works, the first drafts of the character designs were more the traditional look for the Marvel characters, but then Marvel looked at the designs and kind of went, no, this is not really what we want. We want you guys, Arc System Works, we're going to trust you to reinterpret these characters with the designs how you see fit. We have that confidence in you, and we're going to give you that freedom to do this. That is very unusual for Marvel, especially considering the behind the scenes of what happened with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And again, that was many years ago. That was like damn near 10 years ago now. And then they said when they came back with the design, the Gundam-esque looking design of Iron Man, that's when they knew they had something. So again, I'd really like to know the insider baseball of how this came to be, the nitty-gritty of it, if there are any stipulations from PlayStation and Marvel, how much budget does this game have, how long has it been in development. I'm fascinated to learn all of this. I don't think we'll get the answers for some things like the budget, but I think it's safe to assume, but we'll find out. We can probably game out how long this has been in development. My guess, by the time it comes out next year, I would say maybe 4 years, maybe like I would say 4 to 5 years. Maybe this has been in the works. Maybe 4. I'll go with 4 years. Just my off the head guess. But this is very important. And again, I'm gonna get into PlayStation's live service initiative because I have said this multiple times. I am not against PlayStation trying their hand at multiplayer games. I am against this stupid fucking approach they took with the live service initiative that has burned through so much money and goodwill and momentum and talent and studios and time and opportunities that it just boils my blood whenever I think about it. But this is going to be a generation-defining game for PlayStation. This game is so important to their live service initiative that it almost makes all of the other things they are going to release or have released so far irrelevant. Like, I love Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is not going to make the money that this will for PlayStation, even with that big cut that needs to be given to Marvel. And this basically gives PlayStation a license to print money. Can you imagine the people that the amount of people that are going to buy the skins and the character passes? They're going to have to really go out of their way to fuck this up and not stick the landing with this, because this is such an easy slam dunk for them if they get this right. And it is a big power play as well. The thing that really interests me about this is that it is an enormous power play in the fighting game community, because like I said earlier, PlayStation co-owns Evo. They are making that fucking fighting stick. So they're trying to get into their own proprietary tech for fighting games. And now they're going to come to Evo with their own stuff, their own Marvel licensed, Arc System Works developed Marvel tag team fighting game. This is going to blow the fuck up at Evo. This is going to blow it's already blowing the fuck up in the FGC community, but it's gonna blow the fuck up when we see more of it and more of it comes out, and when this thing finally drops. This is gonna be enormous. This is an enormous get for PlayStation. And you know what's funny as I close this video out? It's taking a Japanese studio and a more Japanese focused mindset to make what is gonna be the extremely rare live service mega hit for PlayStation. Should kind of tell you something, PlayStation, you know? It's, yeah, I would say the only surefire success in their upcoming live service catalog. It's from a Japanese studio, and it's got a Japanese flavor to it, Japanese style. So, read the room, guys. Read the room. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on Marvel Tōkon. I personally can't wait to see more. And again, I'll say this again for the final time. When you can get me, Razorblade Mango, certified jaded fuck, sick to death of live services in Marvel, to give a thumbs up to a Marvel-based live service game, that's a goddamn miracle.